Hello, English language learners. Let's see if anyone is here right now. I hope you all are in good health, you and your family. I mean, I can understand because I am listening news. Whatever is happening in India at this time, it's very stressful. I mean, I don't live here. Even then, it's very stressful for me because you all are there. And many of my family members, relatives are living there. Just praying for everyone's good health. So if you are here, please say hello, hi, so I can recognize your presence in the session right now. So as you might gonna replay it and watch this from the beginning if you are not here at this time. So as you know, we always, whenever we are here, even in my recording sessions or in my live streaming sessions, we are always need to be respectful, right? That's the very first norm in this class. Be respectful to each other. Be respectful, be nice, be gentle, right? And because why? We are not here to judge each other, right? We are not here to judge each other. Why? Because we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Some people recognize it. Some people do not recognize it, right? And we are here to help each other. And we are going to stick with the topic. So if you remember in my uploaded lesson this week, I uploaded actually only one lesson about nouns, and then I talked about my concerns about COVID, right? So we can lift each other's spirit. So about nouns, if you remember, we practiced count nouns and non-counts nouns. So I'm glad that some of you really learned new things in that lesson, right? Because every teacher, the style is different, right? Everyone's style is different. Everyone's experience is different when we teach something. And especially in my case, I will say my experience might be different from many, many other YouTubers, right? The teachers who teach on YouTube, because I'm living in the culture where English is first language, right? And then moreover, I am in education and teaching every day. This is my profession also. It's not like just I'm not just doing YouTube, right? But when you live in a non-speaking culture, then you learn the language more like a bookish language, I will say. But when you are living in that environment, which English is the language, then you learn it very differently because you learn it with your experiences also. So I know sometimes I watch Indian YouTubers' lessons, how they teach, and I'm not just saying Indian, some other non-English speaking countries, teachers or YouTubers or tutors' lessons. And what I have noticed is like they make things very complicated sometimes. Okay. Hey, Parvaz, how are you? Good to see you. So I was saying, so sometime why many non-English speakers from non-English speaking countries are struggling, because the way they are learning the language from their teachers, it's very complicated. It's confusing. Yes, Aslam, I can see that. Yes. So good to see you, Aslam, because I recognize your picture. Yes. So that's your maybe a YouTube name, Parvaz. Maybe your another name, maybe nickname. I don't know, but I know you are Aslam. Yes. Good to see you, Aslam. So anyone else is here, please say hi. So please say hi. So again, guys, when I talk about any teacher or any other like YouTuber or tutor's way of teaching, I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just telling you that they're try to learn it in a simple way. The language is very simple. Don't make it complicated, because and moreover, don't try to use like a very fancy word. We call it fancy words, like a very advanced level vocabulary. Because when you know the language and when you are fluent in the language, I'm talking about speaking language. I'm not talking about the reading or your understanding. Because see here, I know there is a difference. When you read something, you understand a lot, right? And then you feel like, oh, I know a lot of English. I don't know why I am unable to speak fluently, right? But there is a difference. There is a difference between, again, active, passive. So there is a difference between active vocabulary and the passive vocabulary. So the passive vocabulary is something you know, you understand, but you are not able to use those words, right? So we have more passive vocabulary, the understanding. That's the reason when you read something, you understand a lot. But when it's a time to speak, the English just kind of like a disappear from our brain, right? Yes, that happens. I am good, Daya Shankar Yadav and Bhagwant Singh. Good evening. Good to see you guys. So I will actually bring many lessons about fluent speaking. What are the problems which I observe when you even write something in my like a comments or in your emails, when you email me sometimes, and then I'm kind of like a psychologist there, right? Then I just kind of like try to understand where you are coming from, how you like you're using this language, and then and the way many teachers are teaching. So it's very confusing. So I will say, when you speak, please try to speak simple English. We in America, we say plain English. Plain English. That means don't try to use the very complicated vocabulary words. Just use simple words, because when you will have your flow, then automatically you will start adding the higher level vocabulary words in your speech. But in the beginning, just simple language. And that's what we are trying here, learning simple, plain English. Okay. I do not want you to use very complicated words. But yes, reading plays a very important role, and the discussion. And that's the reason we discuss here a lot. So if you remember last time we did this, right? This is our family chart, and everyone's family chart is different. You might have many brothers or sisters, or no brother or sister in the family, because in India right now, I know it's a small family system. I know many, I know, like personally know many family members where they just have one kid, like one daughter or one son, that's it. So, I mean, everyone's family is different. Everyone's family tree is different, right? So last time I told you, create your own family tree, and then try to learn the relationships and how you orally means bolne mein, right? Orally try to talk about your relations. See, again, I'm saying, do not set the limit for language, like what you want to learn. Because if you will set the limit, oh, I just want to learn English for my office, or I just want to learn the basic I'm at home and I just want to talk to my children, some basic stuff. Do not set that kind of limit, because, and to gain the knowledge, whatever the topic you find, just read anything from anywhere, because all that reading will be adding up vocabulary, right? So your bank, the vocabulary bank in your brain, more depositing the words, like you deposit the money in the bank, right? It's the same thing like that. And then use those words, because the research says, it's not I am saying, the research says, like whatever the new word you learn, you need to use that word at least 20 times in order to make that word very active in your brain. Okay, then you will be able to use it without even thinking about the word. It's going to come out of from your mouth, because when you will be speaking, you will automatically will start using it, but you have to practice it. So it's not just like learning vocabulary words from in isolation. Especially, that's the reason I don't teach vocabulary words in isolation, because those words, when you learn, you feel like, oh yeah, I learned 5 words today. Oh, I learned 20 words today. No, guess what? Next day, nothing will be in your brain. Or maybe after 1 month, no. You have to use it and learn in the context. Context, CONTEXT. Context means when you are reading, how we are using those words. Then those words are going to help you, and those words are going to become active if you will be using in your reading, if you will be using those words in your writing. Also, writing is very important. That's why I always say, keep one journal. If Arman, you remember that, right? From the beginning, you were in my classes, in Zoom classes, right? You remember how much stress I always was putting on, like, keep journal, start writing, because then you will be using those words in your writing, and then those words will be yours. It's going to be your property. Like you have a land or a house or any other property, that the words will be your property. That will become it, because you will be using those words, right? So, and again, simple, and then keep adding the complex vocabulary. Okay, so I will say for this week we practice count nouns and non-count nouns, and guess what? Very few people watch that lesson. And so sometimes I feel like I think we just talk, because this is my observation. When I record the videos and journal talking, my highest watched videos are where I just talk, and my lowest watched videos are where I record my lessons. So what do you think what I need to do? Do I need to teach you lessons, or I just need to talk? Okay. Anyways, I want you to write down at least 2 examples of non-count nouns. If you remember my lessons, come on, write down 2 non-count nouns. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on my nouns lesson. We're going to talk about family, but I just want to see if you remember anything about non-count nouns. So you see, it's very simple, right? Count nouns, you can count. Non-count nouns, you can't count, right? Exactly. You cannot count just rice or salt, right? Non-count nouns. And non-count nouns, if you remember, we have food items, like for example, salt and rice are particles because they are small, right? But they're still in a food, like food items, right? Anything liquid, for example. So liquid can be milk, water, juice, oils, paint. Think about it. There are so many liquids, right? They all are non-count. We cannot count them, right? And then gases, all gases. And then, wood, plywood, what else? Soil is a particle, right? So metal, all metal, gold, silver, what else? Copper. पीतल को क्या कहते हैं? मैं भूल गई. Brass, yes. So, I mean, all. And activities, subjects, right? You cannot count those. So anyway, that lesson was very simple. And then last week we were talking about family, right? So family. So What's your relationship with your father's father? He is your what? It's very simple. What's your relationship with your father's father? Come on, tell me. I'm trying to confuse you. Yes, father's father. Hello? MD, MDNA. Anis Aslam. I hope. Grandfather, yes. What's your relationship with your mother's brother? Okay. Now, I think we are done with the family. Like, I hope you know now relations, right? I mean, it's easy. We say grandfather, uncle, aunt, but sometimes we get confused when the relations are like a distance relationships, right? Oh, uncles, brothers, wife, or something, right? And then in India, especially, all your neighbors are your aunts and like aunties. In India, you say auntie, right? But here in America, no, no, no. You cannot say auntie to anyone. Okay. Like my neighbors, all my neighbors, they're little kids, like 2 years old. They call my name. They call my name. Yes, my first name. I'm not going to tell you that. Anyways, but they call me by name. They don't say auntie. It's not even only in Indian culture, like, we have here Indian Americans, and especially they call us aunties. Their kids, yeah, their kids, they call auntie or uncle, right? But we, and here one more thing, like even to our boss, like if it's my principal, I don't say sir, no, just with the name. And if we are in front of students, then I will say Mr. and whatever his last name is. But if we are not in front of students, even if it's a principal or a boss, we just call their name. Yes. So people here don't use like if you have a relationship, then yes, they will use the relationship. So otherwise, no, just by name. So isn't that simple? I know there it's auntie, and sometimes they don't call me auntie. I am not that old, right? I'm not talking about that myself, but generally speaking, my father is also father, right? Okay. So I mean, it's different, right? Every culture is different. Today we're going to talk about family traits. This word traits, I don't know if you know what trait means. Can you tell me what do you think? Trait. The word is trait. Anyone? Idea? Any guess what this word mean? Family trait. Maybe you know what I'm going to talk about, but maybe like you know. Okay, family trait. Yeah, I mean, I know you know it. That's what I'm sure about it, that you know it, but you might don't know how to say it in English. Okay, that's fine. Family traits are, think about it. Okay, so family traits you get in your family, genes, जो कि आपके characteristics. अब characteristics में क्या आ जाता है, right? Features also, look, hair, texture, right? वो सारे family traits ही हैं. Okay, so hereditary, वो जो traits हैं वो pass on होते हैं हमारी family में, right? आपने कभी देखा है आप किससे, आपकी जो शक्लो सूरत किससे मिलती है घर में, you know? Yes, so yes, family traits are characteristics that can be passed from parent to offspring. Now, offspring is a sign, like a word. You call it like you pass the genes to your children, right? Family types. Yeah, I like. Yes, traits means the traits you get, characteristics, features. अब characteristics में क्या आ जाता है? Eyes का color, for example, right? और hair color, right? और hair texture also even, or height, right? Or weight, and even अब internal systems में भी देख लो. जैसे someone has like diabetes or a high cholesterol or all kind of, or there are so many other disease which pass into the next generation also, right? And then you go, sometime you go to the hospital for any problem, and then you fill that paperwork. Okay, do you have anyone has this history in your family, this history in your family, right? You get that in your blood, in your genes, in your DNA, right? That's all we are talking about, family traits, right? You get the family traits from your family, right? And it's so let me ask you another question. I write down the questions here. So, do you think children always look like their parents? Do you think children always look like their parents? Do you think children always look like their parents? No? Right, okay. You are absolutely right. Yes, they don't sometimes. No, sometimes they look like their parents, and sometimes they might look like who? Their uncle, grandparent, right? So they look different. Yes. So they sometimes they look like their parents, sometimes they don't look like their parents. They might look like their grandparents also, right? Mm. What family traits did you inherit from your parents or grandparents? Tell me about yourself. If you inherited any family traits, like if you look like your mom, if you look like your father, if you look like your grandfather or grandmother, maybe mom's mother or dad's mother, or mom's father or dad's father, anyone, come on, write down. Like in my case, for example, I am more like my father. I'm more, yes, I have more family traits, my father's traits in me, in my genes. So my sister is more like my mom. My brother is also like my dad. So my other sister is both. She's like my mom and like my dad. And like this nose, we have this nose is my all, I will say, Nanka family, my mom's family, same nose. We all my like masis, their children, my my nanny, like my mom's mother, nose is same. So people just recognize sometimes from our nose, like, oh, you are this family. Like, yes. So my height is same as my mother. Okay. Yeah. See? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you see how we get all these, and it's not same for every child. It's different. Think about your brothers and sisters, right? The even the color of the skin. Sometime, like my dad. My dad was very fair, very fair, but I am not that fair like my dad. But my mom was dark. My mom had a dark skin, so I got kind of like a mixed skin, I will say, right? So yeah, like your grandfather, right? So you are like your grandfather. Yeah. So you see, we all are different, right? We all are different. And what about um, what about twins? Is there any twin in your family? Like maybe you are twin, like you have a twin brother or sister. I have your uncle's color. Okay, yes. So do you have any twin? Let's talk about twin also. If there is any twin, bhua, right? Your sister looks like your bhua. No, okay. I don't know. Here, like even my next door neighbor, they have twins. They have two sons, and they look same. They look same. You will not believe it. We are living in the neighborhood now. I think they are about 17 years old, and they born when we moved here. The same, like the very next month they born, and now they are pretty much 17 years old. And I cannot differentiate them. I still get confused with their names also because they are so similar, but their nature is different. Like their the way they behave, it's different. One is more introvert and the other one is more extrovert. That's the only way I can recognize them. Okay, yes, so your friend is twin, right? And you will not believe it, at my institution, I don't know, every year, I get twins in my class. Even this year, I have twins. And but I can, they are little different. I can easily recognize them. Okay, this is this and this is this. But I remember like 5 or 6 years ago, I had twins. They were from Arabic country. And I they were so similar, like their look was same, their height was same, 100% same. Twins means the children they born together, maybe 5 minutes difference, or 10 minutes or 1 hour, but they born together from same mom. Okay, and sometimes people have triplets also, like three to, or I know there are some had like 6 or 7, I think that happened in America, and those kids are now grown up, and it's very rare, but twins is common. So that's very funny. The twins I had were similar, 100% same, and in the same class, and I really had a hard time to, just to identify who is who. And one day I was like, oh my goodness, it's like almost 6 months and I still cannot differentiate because they were so same, like similar, like ditto, I will say, right? And then one of my students said, like, Dr. K, you can recognize them. He said, I was like, how? He said, you know what? You need to look at their shoes because they are wearing different shoes. I was like, wow, that's a smart idea. Actually, it never came in my mind. And then I was like, okay, now from now, I'm going to, then you will not believe it. I wrote down the one student's name, that he's wearing this color sneakers, and the other one was wearing other color sneakers. So I just wrote down, and that's the way I was recognizing them. Isn't that so like funny? Yes. So sometimes people are so similar. Twins, especially twins, yes. And but like it's easy if the twins are like a brother and sister, right? But then But if they both are like sisters or brothers, and then they look same, it's hard to recognize them. Okay, so we will talk about in detail. You will learn about how we get all these traits and why. What is the reason that sometimes we get our mom's side more traits, or sometimes dad's traits or grandfather's traits, like how it happened. And there was actually a research on this, and that I will be talking to you in my next lesson. Okay, so I think today it's good. I will say, think about it, your family traits, and even think about, you can even draw like a web. For web, web वैसे अगर आप ट्रांसलेशन करो तो वेब को क्या कहते हैं, जो जैसे स्पाइडर वेब होती है, क्या कहते हैं उसको हिंदी में, आपको वेब को क्या कहते हैं, भूल गई मैं, वेब का हिंदी का वर्ड नहीं याद आ रहा. But web is like this. I'm going to draw it where you can. So family traits. I'm going to show you. like this. This is like a verb, right? So यहाँ पे जैसे jaka, jala. Okay, jala. Right. Okay. So we create this verb a lot in our learning, right? So in family traits is in the middle, and then so family traits में आप लिख सकते हैं जैसे ये mom है और dad है, और किस में किसके ज्यादा ट्रेड्स हैं. आगे कोई आपका कोई रिलेटिव है या कोई मासी है, उसके ट्रेड्स हैं. जैसे इस किसी ने यहाँ लिखा था मैं भुआ जैसे हूँ, लाइक तो सेम थिंग लाइक दैट. So just create it your own family web and think about it. Your cousin, you might look like your cousin, or because if your father's children or your mother's, not your father's children, sorry, your father's brother's children, or your mother's brother or mother's sister children, you might have similarities. It's kind of like a game you can play and learn about and then think about it, right? You might never thought about it, like how you look similar. And then next lesson, we will be learning why we get these kind of traits and why it's different. Okay. Sanjal web. Okay. Yes, we just say web. And this web actually, we teach our students to create web for many topics, even for writing also. Okay. So one H or okay, so I will say, because many students, they don't want me to extend my lesson more than 30 minutes. So I'm gonna wind up here, okay? Wind up means conclude my lesson at this time. We say wind up, okay? So, and then tomorrow, out of topic, okay? Ask me, that's fine. So tomorrow we'll talk about traits, okay? Why we get the traits. And I will try to bring the lesson. Yes. Yes, MD. Ask me what you want to ask. Don't ask me grammar question. It's very funny, actually, because many online teachers are actually grammar teachers. And it might gonna surprise you. But here, like I'm certified in language arts. Language arts mean certified in English in America in state, right? Not like a certified with like a diploma or anything like that. No. But here, the grammar teacher means who he or she is just expert in grammar, right? And the language art teachers are not grammar teacher. Can you imagine? It's very different here. It's the language teaching is very different here. But in India or in non-English speaking countries, people focus more on grammar because that's the way they learn the language, right? But that's not the right way to learn the language, okay? Because if you will be spending too much time just on grammar, then you will be thinking just about grammar. Again, I'm saying, if you are appearing for an exam, then you need it for your test. Ke ye kya hai, wo kya hai, then yeah, you need a practice. But if you are just looking for like a help to become fluent in English, then grammar is a part of it. One part of the language. It's not everything. वो मुझे हंसाता है. He makes me laugh. Simple. वो मुझे हंसवाता है. वो मुझे हंसवाता है. How to say both? वो मुझे हंसाता है. वो मुझे हंसाता है. He makes me laugh. वो मुझको हंसवाता है. For me, वो मुझे हंसाता है. He makes me laugh. वो मुझको हंसवाता है. He made me laugh. I think I don't know why you get so confused. वो मुझे हंसाता है, yeah. He makes me laugh. वो मुझको हंसवाता है. वो मुझको हंसवाता है. For me, it's the same thing. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm saying these kind of comments I have seen many YouTube channels where you sometimes they teach lessons, and underneath you see the comments from students, and these type of comments I have noticed a lot. I will say, instead of going for all uh, these uh, catching each teeny tiny words in your first language, that will be very complicated. That's why I say learn English in English. Then you will understand how to use it. Because he मुझको हंसवाता, he makes me laugh. He makes me laugh. Very simple. वो मुझको हंसवाता है. For me, it's the same. He makes me laugh. I don't know. मेरे हिसाब से तो ये सेम है. वो मुझको हंसवाता है या वो मुझे हंसाता है. It's the same thing. इसकी दो डिफरेंट तरह की इंग्लिश अगर आपको इंडिया में कोई टीच करता है तो आई डोंट नो, बट फॉर मी हियर इट्स द सेम थिंग. ही मेक्स मी लाफ. वेरी सिंपल. हाउ लॉन्ग इट does take time, please. Okay, there is no time limit. If someone is telling you learn English in 1 week, learn English in 1 month, learn English in 6 months, or I don't have that. Please try to understand. Again, I'm saying, do not set the limits. Just learn, practice, try. And if someone is telling you practice, that means practice. That doesn't mean just listen and then turn off and then imagine, okay, I'm going to learn English, I'm going to speak English. Not like that. You have to try it without any fear. Don't worry what others are thinking. If someone is laughing, let them laugh. If someone is making fun, let them make fun. Who cares, right? Just focus. What do you want in your life? And please, ये जो छोटे छोटे वो मुझको हंसवाता है या हंसाता है, उसकी बजाय practically speak, use it. Like, for example, whatever the lessons I'm bringing, I have purpose. So if, for example, we were talking last time about family, right? That's the reason I want you to practice. I want you to think about your family. Okay, I have, like in my case, I have 5 uncles, 2 cousins, my dad's, like I told you last time, for example. So whatever the family, just talk to yourself in your mind also. If no one is there to listen to you, can you talk to yourself? Yes, you can, right? It's not a rocket science. It's not hard. Everything. Why it's been Bhagavan Singh, like how? How come? See, again, I'm telling you same thing again and again and again. Try to speak simple English. In other words, plain English. Do not try to add complex vocabulary words. Like, for example, just if I'll say, oh, I am happy today, right? Very simple. And if you say, I am mesmerized, it's not a simple word, right? But if you are not fluent, and if you're saying, oh, I was so mesmerized that this happened, and then after that, your English is gone, disappeared, you forgot, right? That is odd. Don't you think that? So why not just to make it simple? I'm happy, right? I'm very happy. I went to the mall. I bought new shoes or new dress. I'm happy today. I'm going to try. I'm going to attend my friend's birthday party, or my friend's son's birthday party, or my friend's wedding, or something. You just, simple. Please use simple English. And then when you will have a flow, then you will keep adding the complex words in your vocabulary, the higher level vocabulary. But in the beginning, you don't need that. And don't try to translate everything in your language. Don't. Because if you're going to translate it, then it's not simple, because there are so many words which you cannot translate in the language, right? Vain, all in vain. Yeah, vain means fazul mein gaya. I understand what you're saying. Koi fayda nahi hua uska, vain, right? Yeah. But no, I will say सबसे बड़ी चीज है कॉन्फिडेंस बनाइए अपने अंदर, और ये जो नेगेटिविटी है उसको दूर कीजिए. मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगी जरा, कि ये जो नेगेटिविटी है, मैं कर नहीं सकता, ये हो नहीं सकता. देखो, आई एम अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीवर इन क्वांटम फिजिक्स, लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. ओके, जो आप मैसेज एनवायरमेंट में भेजोगे ना, वही रिसीव करोगे. So if you are sending this message that you cannot do it, then what do you expect? When you are spreading the negativity, you are sending the negative message to your brain, then you are expecting positivity? That's not going to happen. So send the positive signal to your brain that I will do it. I can do it. I will start from the easy ones. Please, positive message to your brain that you can do it. You will do it. If you are in my class, no negativity. I don't want to see this. I cannot do it. It's all in vain. Why? Come on. You can do it. It's not hard. आपको मैं एक चीज बताऊं, हो सकता है कईयों को पता भी हो. मेरी जो स्कूलिंग है, मैंने फर्स्ट ग्रेड, 5th ग्रेड तक मेरी स्कूलिंग पब्लिक स्कूल में रही है. 6th ग्रेड से लेके 11th ग्रेड तक मेरी स्कूलिंग गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की है. मैं आपको ये भी बता दूं, इंडिया से गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की है मेरी स्कूलिंग. हाँ, मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी थी, मैं ये नहीं कहती कि मेरी इंग्लिश बहुत वो थी, बट स्टिल आई वॉज इन गवर्नमेंट स्कूल फ्रॉम 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 6 years, right? To think about it. Now I'm teaching English to American students also. अगर मैं आपकी तरह सोचती मैं नहीं कर सकती, क्यों नहीं कर सकती? मैं कर सकती हूँ. मैं अब भी आई एम काइंड ऑफ पर्सन हु इज ईगर टू लर्न. मेरे को कुछ भी कहीं से मिले, मैं उसको, आई जस्ट वांट टू रीड इट. ओके, आई एम नॉट अ फैन ऑफ ऑल लाइक टीवी. नो, दैट्स नॉट my thing. I hardly watch TV. I like to read. That's my hobby. I love to read. And courses, बहुत courses लेती रहती हूँ. कहीं भी कोई मेरे को लगे कि हाँ, okay, let's take that course, let's take that course, let's take that course. Just I'm hungry for knowledge. Okay, but अगर आप सोचो नहीं मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, ये नहीं हो सकता, no, everything is in your control. Okay, so send the positive message, you will receive the positivity. Okay, and it's not my superstitiousness, it's a law of attraction, and you know the law of attraction, right? So जो भी आप अट्रैक्ट करोगे ना, वही आपके पास आएगा. अगर आप नेगेटिविटी ही में भेजोगे तो नेगेटिविटी ही आएगी. So please spread the positivity and receive the positivity. Yes. Okay. So I will say, let's stop here. जो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स कहते हैं 30 मिनट्स का रखो, वो कहेंगे मैम आप फिर देख लो 45 मिनट्स होने वाले हैं अब. तो ओके, देन आई विल सी यू tomorrow, right? Tomorrow 9 o'clock. And one more thing, maybe in June I'm gonna do again Zoom sessions, and then I will give you a chance to be in my class and where we will speak. Okay, but at the same time I want you to spread the message. I don't live in India. I don't advertise like that over there, kind of like a thing. So you can please send at least to 25 people in your circle about my channel. Okay, yes. So spread the message and tell more people about this channel. Okay, because I really want to help maximum students like you. And one thing is very sure, keep in mind, wherever you are, no one can take your place. ये मत सोचो मुझे ये चैनल पता चल गया, मेरे दोस्त को ना कहीं पता चल जाए, वो ज्यादा इंग्लिश ना सीख ले मेरे से. It's not like that. क्योंकि हर एक की अपनी मेहनत है ना, तो आपकी अपनी मेहनत है, right? So yes, 9 o'clock Indian Standard Time. Yes, yes. Okay. So please, and मैं करूँगी Zoom session, मैं आपको invite करूँगी जरूर. So मैं मौका दूंगी आपको मेरे साथ बात करने का Zoom sessions में, ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो I will say have a wonderful day and stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay away from negativity. Please stay away from negativity and try to adopt positivity. And I do not want to hear, I cannot do it, it's all in vain. No, nothing is in vain. Whatever you are learning, you will be getting the benefit of it. Okay? Yes, I will, Jagdish. I'm telling you, you know, see, I'm a full-time educator here in America, and that's my bread and butter, right? So I work Monday to Friday and Saturday and Sunday, but then I have a summer break. I will have a summer break for 2 months. That time I will do the Zoom sessions where I will invite you, and maybe I'm going to invite you. I was thinking right now, I'm extremely busy in my profession where I work, but I will keep in mind, and I want to invite many students so they can interact with me, they can speak with me and get rid of their fear. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Just stay away from negativity. That's it. Okay, guys, have a wonderful time, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.